You tell me why a 22-year-old guy wouldn't want to ride something like this. What we're talking about today is why the young are not bothered about riding motorbikes. But we're going to look a bit deeper on this one. We're looking at the root problem. Well, it's not necessarily a problem, but it may cause some controversy. Let's go. Okay, let's get on the bike. Look at this, my T120. Absolutely gorgeous. Must be about 6 months old now. And it's been to Austria. It's got about 4,500 miles on it. You can see there the C6 Pro. Absolutely brilliant little machine. Got camera on the front and the rear of the bike, so it's constantly recording everything that's happening around the bike. Yeah, and it's got the tire pressure monitoring system on it, so it'll give me a warning. Visor down, visor down. Okay, so I keep on seeing videos of what's happening with the young people not riding motorbikes. Okay, that's absolutely fine. And I understand that, but they never give a solution. They're not giving a solution. Well, today I'm going to give a potential solution, and I want your opinion on that solution, and put the comments below. And I'm no marketing expert. I am no marketing expert, but I do have a bit of common sense. So, before we look at the solution, let's have a look at the problem. The problem here is the younger people, the younger folk at college or university are not interested in motorcycles. Generally speaking, on an 80-20 rule, that's absolutely true. Fortunately, my two boys, aged 25 and 29, do ride motorcycles. One's on the road, and both of them do off the road as well. But it's not my kids that we're talking about. So, what's the problem? Now, when I was a young kid in the 1970s, I had a father that used to push me from a risk perspective to do various things. When I was 9 years old or thereabouts, I remember him pushing an arc welder in my hand and said, have a play with this. Now, if we did that today, it would seem a bit strange that a 9-year-old kid was playing around with an arc welder and learning from the experience. However, things have changed. Now, if we look at the basics, let's go down here. Let's go down here. If we look at the basics, the point I'm trying to emphasize is in the 1970s, and 80s or whatever, the father was sort of the lead of the household. And some of this may be a bit controversial that I'm saying, but let's have a look at it in open words. He, in the 60s, 70s and 80s, and prior to that, the father was the lead of the household, and he was fairly risky, generally speaking, and the mom would may be working or may not be working, and she was there from a risk-averse perspective. Moms, generally speaking, want to be very protective of the children, and I understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. Moving on to the 1980s, 90s, the household has certainly changed a bit, where the input to larger decisions than that is balanced now between the mother and the father. I'm not saying this is right or wrong. I'm just saying this is how it appears to be from an observation perspective. And therefore, from a risk-averse perspective, the mother drives things forward that, no, this boy or girl will not have a motorbike on the 80-20 rule, where 80% of people will not have a motorbike. And then the child grows to the age of 16, 17, and is quickly, let's take a left here, is quickly pushed through their driving lessons for a car, and because we all seem a bit richer now, not that we are, but we all appear to be richer, the mom and pa end up getting the 17-year-old that's just passed the test a nice little car, a small car that they can learn on, and subsequently that drive to get a motorbike for the child goes, because they'll always take the easiest option, and a free car is absolutely wonderful. Now let's go back to the basics. When kids are 5, 6 or 7, and I'm talking boys in general, let's talk about boys. I guess that they still want to be pilots. I guess that they still want to be astronauts. I guess that they want to be footballers, and I guess that they want to be soldiers. Yeah? But that gets drilled out of them through an upbringing of a balanced parenthood, where the father no longer takes the lead on risk management and doing whatever it is. And generally speaking, let's say it as it is. Is it the mom that's stopping anything that's semi-risky? I don't know. Probably, yeah. Yeah, it is. So therefore, as you know, that vision of becoming a soldier or an astronaut or a pilot gets diluted through the passage of time. They get to the age of 16, they end up going to college, they end up taking a business degree at university, they come out in a job that they don't want, and because of the process of life from the age of, let's say, 17 through to 24, the aspirations or the ability to financially move forward to get a motorcycle just disappear. It just disappears. So today in October 2024, on the 80-20 rule, we've lost all those young people that wanted to ride motorbikes, be those male or female. We've lost them. That's really sad, but it is what it is. So that's the facts. Or is it not a fact? Maybe it's probably not a fact. This is my thoughts, and they're not facts, they're just opinions. And as we all know, an opinion is not a fact. Yeah? So these are my opinions. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like if this meant something to you. Don't forget to share as well. Yeah? So what's the way forward? You've lost all that opportunity, certainly in the UK and maybe the US as well. Other countries like India, China and all that good stuff, they're still using scooters and that. They're a different thing. But let's talk about, what do they call it? The Western world, where this problem exists. So now we have that issue. We understand what the problem is. We understand from a root cause analysis how we got there. Well, what are you going to do now? So, my thoughts are this, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are about it. So, as a motorcycling industry, don't bother focusing on the 22-year-olds that are going through college and have got no money and are stuck with a rising debt through their university, because the last thing that they want is a motorcycle, especially when they may have something like a 15-year-old BMW 3 Series, of which they're spending a lot of money to keep running. I'm just saying. So when you've already, generally speaking, at that age, 24, let's say, you can't afford to run a car and a bike at the same time. So what we should be doing is not looking at that demographic of society, but looking at the demographic where cash is a bit more affluent. The process of having a family has already started and you've settled down regarding the costs associated to having a family. Larger living bills, larger house, all that kind of stuff, another car. And when you get to about the age of 40, you've maybe got some extra cash. And this is the demographic that the industry should be focusing on. There are all those people of the past and the recent past that wanted to ride motorcycles but were stopped for whatever reason in their teenage years, to where they now have the opportunity to go out and buy a motorcycle. Now, I know some people do go and take the test, but not many. So wouldn't it be better for the industry as a whole to focus on that demographic that wanted to but never got the opportunity for whatever reason? See the helicopter? That's from Shawbury. Training. Pilots are training. So, there we are. Don't know if you'll be able to see the helicopter. So wouldn't it be better for the industry to focus on that demographic, 40 years and older, and then go to the places where 40 years and older people go to, and then give them the opportunity and plant a seed of maybe taking the motorcycle test, taking the CBT here in the UK, and get them on the road? Is that not a better idea? So where would these places be? I don't know. Maybe the local golf club, maybe the squash courts, the sports centre. Hang around outside there with your stuff so people can actually look at the motorbikes and understand and re-inspire these people to do what they wanted to do when they were younger but never had the opportunity. Maybe. I've seen a few motorbikes today. Here we go. Give them a ride. Give them a wave. What do you think? Am I thinking the wrong way? Because let's face it, the young people of today haven't got the money, and they've been indoctrinated by the parents to not do that but use a car. But deep inside, the seed still exists to ride a motorbike. So when they get to the age of 40 and you've gone through all those ups and downs of buying houses for a family and then having a family and getting a different car and all that, and then things start to settle and you're okay in your career, yeah, maybe it's a better time then to approach that demographic and say, why don't you come with us and you can take your bike test and get a motorcycle. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this. What do you think? There's a solution. Is it the right solution? Now, I know things are a bit difficult in the UK at the moment. It's October 2024. We are waiting for the budget. in October 2024 with this new government to happen. But that doesn't stop the world from turning. The budgets are budgets. And at the end of it, I assume the government will not be taking away your savings, of which you probably have some savings at the age of 40, and that could be used to go and get your motorcycle license and buy your first motorcycle, maybe a Royal Enfield 350 Classic. Maybe. Maybe an NX 500 from Honda. Maybe the Triumph 400 Scrambler. Maybe a Triumph T120, etc., etc. Now, I appreciate that taking your motorcycle license is not particularly cheap, but it's even more expensive to take your car driving license today. Yeah? What do you think? Comments below. Like I said, if you got this far, I hope you enjoyed the chat. And ride safely. Be kind to everyone. And eat healthily. I'll see you on the next video. See you soon. Bye bye.